top 5 Indian web series on cybercrime. Indian web television has been exploring more genres in recent years, one of them being cybercrime. From the dark web to phishing scams, there is a little bit of everything in these gripping shows. We start with Jamtara, a Netflix show based on a true crime that deals with scammers from a small town, Unlock, which deals with a haunted app that skims over the concept of how everything comes with a price, and on similar lines, is the Bengali language thriller called Dark Web. If dark web is not your thing, the stalker thriller Chakravyuh explores the gruesome murder of a college student. In this video, we will dive deep into these cybercrime shows that make a great binging experience for a lazy weekend. But before we begin, please consider subscribing to us. It may be a small click from you, but it goes a long way for us. Let's begin, shall we? Number 1, Jamtara, from Netflix. Rocky, Sunny, and a couple of their friends run a successful phishing racket in a small town called Jamtara and are determined to become the richest people in the town by scamming others, the rich and the poor. Everything was smooth until a corrupt politician took an interest in their work, causing tensions to rise between the criminal friends. The new superintendent of police in Jamtara becomes active and investigates the case, but he meets several hurdles, like corrupt politicians. As the show progresses, friends become foes, while the evil and corrupt politician named Brajesh exercises his powers for personal benefits. As should be expected, the ambitious con men soon find themselves on the run, with cops and Brajesh hot on their trail. Meanwhile, the friends have to deal with their personal issues, which jeopardize their professional lives. In the end, this awesome Netflix show tends to test the limits of the stakeholders involved. A great installment for the Indian web series world, Jamtara is a true crime show, and one that we often read about in newspapers. This show deals with phishing, scammers, corrupt politicians, people with big dreams. Monica Panwar steals the show with her role as Guriya. This is her debut performance as a lead, and it takes her little to no time to become a fan favorite. Jamtara takes a little while to pick up its pace, and it is the kind of show you cannot judge by its pilot episode. The criminals in this show aren't exactly shown as villains because, to an extent, the viewers can understand why they're doing what they are doing, but in no way does the show glorify or support the criminal activity.
तुम इतने सारे पैसे कमाकर क्या करोगे?
जमतारा का सबसे अमीर आदमी बनेंगे।
Number 2, Unlock, the haunted app, from Z5. What if you found an app that made all your darkest wishes come true? When Suhani hears about an app on the dark web, one that is haunted and will grant anyone their darkest desires, she doesn't think twice before installing the app, unaware of how severe the consequences might be. Suhani was madly in love with a man named Amar and would go to any lengths to get him for herself, and in a desperate attempt, she installed this nefarious app. However, for one wish, she needs to complete 3 tasks for her wish to be granted, and so it begins. Suhani's relationship with Amar does begin progressing a little, but she soon realizes that to be with the love of her life, she might just have to deal with a supernatural entity. From there on, everything is a downward spiral in Suhani's life and the lives of her loved ones. While the concept of this story was incredibly strong, the execution could have been better. Nonetheless, Hina Khan and Kushal Tandon, playing the role of the Suhani and Amar, deliver brilliant performances that deserve a watch. This series talks about the dark web, a place one must never truly venture into, and Suhani's story shows exactly why. Despite the runtime being short, this story is action-packed and thrilling, while keeping its viewers on the edge of their seats the entire time. Along with cybercrime, this also potentially has a supernatural aspect to it, making it even more interesting. Number 3, Dark Web. Without realizing it, Indra hacks into an anonymous portal in search of a video game, and little does he know that he has entered the terrifying depths of the dark web, and that this might just affect his reality. After him hacking into this portal, his girlfriend, Dia, receives a message from him, where he tells her about the dangers of the dark web. This strange message from Indra leaves her worrying and anxious. It turns out that the mysterious and dangerous dark web was targeting anyone who planned to stop the release of a virtual game, including Indra. Dia soon joins hands with several people in an attempt to save Indra from a perilous fate, and maybe even death. And the only man who could help Indra, Dia, and the others is a man named Shuring, but will he be able to hack into the dark web itself? This web series is an exciting thriller that teaches you a little about the dark web along with its dangers of it. It also skims over topics like coding and hacking, so anyone who is a computer junkie or has a possible interest in those topics, this show is perfect for them. Along with a great storyline, this show also has an empowered woman, Dia, out to save her boyfriend, Indra, especially because it's usually the other way around. In today's world, the internet has a lot to give, but one must be careful about what they're in search of and its repercussions. Number 4, Chakravyuh, MX Player. Inspector Veerkar from the crime branch gets called in upon the upsetting murder of a college student. What starts like any other case soon transforms into a web of twisted lies and everything in between. His main suspect, to begin with, is the victim's girlfriend, but he soon realizes that there is more than what meets the eye and that this case is a lot bigger than he had presumed. As the investigation continues, Veerkar meets a counselor, Nina, and an ethical hacker, Richard. But soon, another murder surfaces, and his investigation unravels a sextortion racket involving the Axeman, and with Nina's help, he was able to set up a trap for him. Things don't go as planned, and take a dramatic turn in the nightclub, which makes the case further confusing. At this point, Veerkar's personal and professional life takes a setback, and he is forced to work outside the system as he continues the search for the killer. After Richard provides him with a breakthrough, a deadly game begins between Veerkar and the killer. Based on Piyush Jha's book Anti-Social Network, this cybercrime thriller follows an easy plot that revolves around Inspector Veerkar solving a gruesome murder. It stays true to its genre with plenty of action and plot twists to keep the audience engaged from the first episode to the last. The second half of the series is a lot better compared to the first half as it finally starts picking up its pace and contains a richer storyline. Apart from the thrilling storyline, nail-biting plot twists, great background score, one must watch the series for its stellar cast. Number 5, Hello Mini 2, MX Player. Ravana, a young woman in her 20s, relocates to Mumbai from Kolkata and soon realizes that someone is following and blackmailing her, and this stalker has demands that she knows her worth. Despite the circumstances, Ravana is drawn to the stranger and soon realizes that he is helping her. But all that glitters isn't gold as the stranger's obsession with her leads her down a dangerous path, affecting her life and the lives of all those around her. After things unravel, the second season starts with Ravana moving in with Danny, and they are joined by Danny's best friend, Nitya, who is trying to move on from a breakup. While Ravana tries to uncover more about her situation, she is attacked. Luckily, Ravana is rescued by Inspector Campbell, who is convinced the stranger is responsible for this attack. Before Ravana can even process any of the events, she is attacked again, but this time a message is left behind for her. A sudden turn of events results in Danny and Ravana breaking up, followed by someone close to Ravana being murdered, and Ravana becomes a person of interest. This season of Hello Mini is more bold, thrilling, and exciting than the first one. If the viewers or fans of this show are looking for something similar, but with added nuance, then this season is perfect for them. The cast and characters of this show make it an easy watch with their above-average performances, and Anuja Joshi, who plays the role of Ravana, delivers in every single scene of the series to near perfection, putting across several emotions, be it joy, love, lust, or fear. This series also highlights the degree to which things can go wrong because of online and offline stalking. That was all in this video. Do hang around for more such videos and suggestions. Stay safe and have a good one.